Israel at robiz.coach. Thanks for joining me today. I've been talking about being and ontology. And as an ontological coach, I'm always returning back to who are you being? Who do you get to be? This is a different way of thinking about how we go about our lives. Generally, especially in the United States, we're do. We're always in the doing. We're always looking about what gets to happen, what are we going to accomplish. And while those things are important, obviously, we can't reach our goals without action. What often is missed is who we're being and how that informs our experience, how that actually can really impact the results that we are getting and impact the people around us, impact our own life in terms of what we're feeling, thinking, and who we're being. So when an ontological coach is asking a client, who do you get to be to ... land that job or have that difficult conversation with your family member. The question is about your internal experience that you want to create in that action, while doing that action or leading up to it. So let's say I'm going to have a difficult conversation with a family member or loved one, and I want to create connection and trust, right? So that's my intention, right? My intention is to create connection and trust. And who do I get to be to have that come about? We are always thinking, I shouldn't say always, our general way of that we've learned this is that it's the two people interaction that create what's happening. But in transformation, we take 100% responsibility. So I'm going to create connection and trust. And how I'm being is going to actually have that come about. So I'm not dependent or reliant on the other person acting and behaving a certain way or responding to me in a certain way. What I'm actually doing is going into the interaction, into the meeting, with the idea that through how I'm being, I will create connection and trust. It's 100% up to me if that's the way it's going to come out. And it's an incredibly empowering position and feeling to have that sense. And what people find is that because they're so focused on what they want to create and who they're being, they actually influence and conjure it in the other person. So if I go into a challenging conversation with my sister, I can say to myself, I'm going to create trust and connection. And I just keep going back to that. So no matter how she responds, I'm going to come back to, I'm trusting, I'm creating trust. I am being trusting, and so I will say things that are trustful, that show that I'm trusting, so maybe I'll also be vulnerable. So I'm going to be vulnerable because I want to, and trusting because I want to create trust and connection. And that's a classic way of approaching a conversation where that's what you want. Vulnerability and trust create trust and connection. It just happens. And I don't need to have the other person react in the way I want. I'm going to just keep stepping into trust. And through that process, I will start to see trust manifest in the person that I'm talking to, and they'll start becoming more trusting. And as two people trust each other, natural byproduct, connection. And so through this idea of being and my ways of being, my commitment, my intention, through the ontological approach of action, which is being first and manifesting those, I then end up with creating a conversation that has trust and connection. Now, this is incredibly simple and it actually works. The challenging thing is the person, me, being so committed and so clear about who I get to be to have that happen. And that's where the coaching comes in. Because frequently you'll find yourself in a situation where, wait, how am I going to do this? And you're just kind of flabbergasted. And through the coaching process, you get to explore your being and how that will then impact your life, your actions, your conversations, and your relationships. Hope this supported. You can find me at robiz.coach and also on Instagram at robizcoaching and on Facebook at robizcoaching. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you.